Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne, and thank you for visiting our channel. Do It Yourself with Wayne is all about teaching you how to do things yourself and save you money. And if saving money is something you're interested in, please subscribe to our channel because we already have a lot of videos online. We've got a lot more coming. And if you subscribe to our channel, it will make it a lot easier for you to find our videos so that you can save more money. And today we're going to be replacing these light fixtures. We were at Lowe's earlier today and we bought this light fixture. It's made by a company called Portfolio, and we're going to be demonstrating how to install this light fixture on the wall of our bedroom. Okay, step one, anytime you're going to do something electrical, protect yourself. Make sure the power is off. Now, one thing I would strongly recommend everybody do is get one of these little testers. Doesn't have to be this brand, but something that can tell you if the power is on. This doesn't check for what kind of voltage you've got. It doesn't do a lot of whiz-bang things. It only tells you if the power is on or off. And in this case, you just mashed a little clip. The end of it here will blink and make some noise if the power is on. Now, one thing you'll have to be aware of, in this particular case, this outlet or this light fixture, the power is turned on. I've got one light bulb in it, but I've got it partially screwed out because it messes up with our lighting on our video. But as you can see, the power is on. And no matter where I put this thing, it doesn't beep, it doesn't sense that the power is on because of the brass here shields the electricity from the sensor. Now, I don't really recommend you doing this. Sometimes you got to do things you don't like to do. But the main thing is be careful. But I want to show you how this works. If I take my tester and I mash the little switch down, I go next to the black wire. See how it beeps? That tells me the power is still on that black wire. Now, if I go to the white wire, it doesn't beep because the white wire is not the hot side. But always check both, because I have seen houses where the polarity was backwards and the white wire was the hot one, not the black one. The black one's supposed to be the hot one, but don't trust that. Protect yourself. Always test the power to make sure it's off before you start. Now I'm going to have my sweetie go over and switch the power switch off at the light switch. And we're going to test this again to make sure our power is off. Okay, she's turned the power off at the switch. There's no power there now. Okay, both sides are not blinking. Okay, I screw my light bulb in. It doesn't turn on. I can't stress this enough. Be careful, protect yourself, get a tester, and be sure. Just a quick short story. I was working on a well pump one time. I told the homeowner to go turn the power off. He comes back, he says it's off. I cut through a wire and it burned my pliers in two because the power was still on, and that was 220 volts. I could have died that day because somebody thought they turned the right breaker off. Never trust it. Always test it. I can't stress that enough. So from now, we're going to unbox our new light fixture, and we're going to proceed to replacing this old light fixture with our new one. Now at this point, we've turned our power off. We've verified that it's off. And I also might add, make sure you turn your breaker off just to be extra careful. I can't emphasize this enough. Make sure you protect yourself. Turn your breaker off, turn your light switch off, just to be sure. Now, to take this down, in this case, there's a little screw in the middle. Unscrew it, pull it off. And then there's two wires that are for power. There's a black one and a white one. You're going to take the wire nuts off. Might take a little bit to unscrew them. There's one. And there's the white one, it's off. And there's also a ground wire. Always make sure you take the ground wire off. In this case it was loose anyway, so it came off pretty easy. But that's all it takes to get the old one off. And on the new one, make sure you read your directions because sometimes there's little differences on how they mount. On this particular one, I've got this bracket that I have to mount on the box. And the little screws here that screw in and out, I have to adjust those to the right height for the front of the fixture to mount. So that's what we're going to do next. Now at this point, we've installed this little metal plate that comes with a light fixture. And installing this, there's two little screws that stick out, one here and one here. You got to make sure, you got to adjust those screws so they stick out the right length to mount your fixture, because you got little thumb screws that go here on the end of those screws that mount the fixture. So you got to make sure that they're adjusted so that they stick out the right length. It takes a little bit of finagling to make sure you get that correct, but it's not that hard. I've already hooked up the ground wire from the house as well as the ground wire from the light fixture. There's usually a little green screw that you mount those ground wires under. Make sure you hook those up. They are important. And so now we're going to hook up our black and our white wires. We'll put the two black ones side by side. Take a wire nut, screw it on there. That wasn't too impressive, now was it? That ain't working. There's that one. Now let's try the white one again. Well, we're having wire nut problems. Let's try a different one. Okay, that one seemed to work very well. This is another tip that I might bring up at this point. If you're going to do this, it doesn't hurt to pick up some extra wire nuts when you get your light fixtures, unless you have some, because sometimes you'll get one, like I just had one that just didn't want to work. Sometimes that happens, so it doesn't hurt to have a few extra around just in case, so you don't have to stop what you're doing and run to the hardware store to pick up some more. But now we've got our black wire and the white wire hooked up. We've got our ground wire hooked up. We've got these mounting screws adjusted. So now it's just a matter of tucking everything back in. We'll take those and stick them inside the box. We'll tuck everything in. The main thing is, when you're tucking those wires in, you want to make sure they don't get pinched anywhere. A pinched wire can cause you a lot of trouble. So pay a little extra attention, take your time when you're setting your fixture in place, and make sure you don't get any wires pinched in there. Tuck them back into the box as best you can to make sure they're protected. Now I got these little screws that will mount here. If I can get these things to screw in place. They're awful small and my hands just don't work all that good anymore. Now I've dropped one of them, about to drop the other one. Okay, I got one of them in. Twist it a little bit. And there's our light fixture installed. Now we've also bought globes and light bulbs for those. Now we're going to be getting those parts out, and we'll finish this up and turn them on and let you see the finished product. To install the globes on these things, you got a little ring here that you unscrew. I'll go ahead and do that on both of them. And then your globes just sit on there. And in my case, I need a stool to get to this. But the ring that you just unscrewed, you got to go inside and screw it back on. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Okay, just like that, that gets your globes on. Now we'll install the light bulbs. We've got these little antique-ish looking bulbs. And screw one of those in. Screw the other one in. And there we go, we're finished up. Now we're going to show you, my little sweetie will go over there and show us how the dimmer works. Because we did another video that you can also look for on our channel, that we installed a dimmable light switch in this room so we could dim these lights. And now we'll let her demonstrate how that works. As you can see, they're dimming down now, and they go down pretty low. And the dimmer switch also has an off-on switch as well as a little slider for a dimmer switch. And like I said, if you look for our video about installing a dimmer switch, you can see the video where we installed that and see how that works as well. But there we are, finished installing these new light fixtures in our bedroom. And if you find this video interesting, please click like on our video. And if you're interested in saving money by doing more DIY stuff, subscribe to our channel to make it easier to find our videos. And we'd just like to say we hope you have a great day.